How's it going, guys? This is Tyler Geske down here at Emerald City Guitars with my pick of the day, which just happens to be this absolutely gorgeous 1951 Gibson SJ-200. Yes, indeed, the king of the flat top guitars. So the SJ-200 was originally introduced in 1937. It was designed by a man named Ray Whitley in conjunction with Gibson. And Ray was actually a pretty famous cowboy singer and actor of the time, a contemporary with guys like Roy Rogers and Gene Autry and folks like that. But he had a very special relationship with Gibson. He had a number of personal friends within the company. And in 1937, he came to them with this idea for a guitar that could cut through a full band. At that time, flat top guitars were mostly used to accompany the human voice. Singer-songwriters mostly used them. Models like the L1, the L00. And at that time, the biggest guitar that Gibson made was the Advanced Jumbo, which is a pretty modestly sized dreadnought at that. So what Ray wanted was something bigger, something that could cut, and something that would be louder in a band situation. So he contacted his buddies at Gibson. They liked what he was saying, decided to fly him out to Kalamazoo. And so the story goes, in a matter of a week, he designed the guitar that would eventually become the SJ-200. So originally when this guitar came out, it wasn't called the SJ-200. The first several guitars ever made were stamped Special L5, which isn't surprising considering the size and the ornamentation of the SJ-200. But shortly thereafter, the name SJ-200 was designated, but they didn't sell particularly well right at the beginning. But by 1938, they were already outselling the Advanced Jumbos, at which point Gibson dropped the Advanced Jumbo from their catalog, thus cementing the SJ-200 as their flagship flat top guitar. So this particular guitar is a really great example. It was one of only 73 made in 1951. It has things like a really great Sitka spruce top, maple back and sides. You can see there's some slight bird's eye on the back and sides, and then some really beautiful flame on the back of the neck. The guitar has had a couple things done to it. There were actually a couple fretboard divots that were filled down in the lower positions where the neck got a lot of wear. So there are some fills there, as well as a couple holes in the back of the headstock, which is probably from the original retailer's store placard there that had been screwed on. That is long since gone. So another thing about this specific guitar is that these areas of really gorgeous playwear on the top, sort of around the guard and up here at the upper bout, have been sealed very lightly with just the slightest coat of shellac, which is actually good because when we have too much exposed wood on the top of a guitar, it can absorb and release moisture too quickly, which is what leads to top cracks. This guitar has no top cracks because of this, which is obviously ideal. Guitar still has its original pickguard, which it's pretty uncommon. Original mustache bridge, original tuners. So something that the SJ-200s are notorious for is not being very nuanced tonally. You really have to dig into them to get this top moving a lot of air and sounding good. But this one's a little bit different. You really don't have to lean on it too hard to get a nice, sweet, subtle tone. But on that note, let's check it out, see what sounds we can get out of her. finger picking. Just a beautiful example of a 1951 Gibson SJ-200. Come down, check it out. We'll see you soon.